wanting to film a girl talk video for such a long time, and for whatever reason, I just haven't gotten around to it. But today we're gonna dive in head first and we're gonna do it together. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some more TMI questions, and you guys totally delivered. Today I'm going to be talking about some topics that I genuinely haven't touched on in my 7 years of doing YouTube. So if that's not reason enough to want to stick around, then I don't know what is. But make sure to subscribe if you guys have yet to do so. Our family is growing slowly but surely, and I would love to have you be a part of this journey. A lot of fun things are going to be happening this year, and you don't want to miss out on any of it. I feel like we have to ease into the more juicy topics, so I'm just going to start more surface level. But this is a question that I got quite often, and that is tips on becoming more independent. I would consider myself to be a pretty independent person. I haven't always been. There were definitely times in my life where I relied on other people to accompany me in doing things, but I also relied on people for validation, and I think I still do that to an extent. I think everybody does, really, but I have definitely improved in this aspect of my life, and I credit it a lot to study abroad because I had to spend more time alone considering I didn't have a roommate. And I think the first step into becoming more independent is feeling more comfortable just spending time by yourself. And I think one thing that is a good way to kind of ease you into that is when you're alone in your room or you're going for a walk or something like that, try and deter yourself from instantly turning on music or turning on a podcast. Like, try your hardest to become more comfortable just sitting with yourself and your own thoughts rather than relying on other things as a distraction. This is a really good question to follow up the last one. I sometimes feel insecure because I'm single while my friends have significant others. Is that normal? Of course that's normal. I'd be lying if I said that I've never felt like that in my life. I totally have. But I think within the past year or so, I've had a bit of a perspective switch, and I would love to be able to share that with you and hope that it helps. I genuinely believe that this is the last time in my life that I'm going to be able to be 100% selfish if I want to. And I don't mean selfish like treating people like shit, and of course there's people in my life like my family and my friends that deserve so much love, and I give that to them. But there's a certain level of attention that goes into maintaining a relationship, and at this point in my life I'm able to direct all of that attention onto myself and into bettering myself and making sure that I'm the best version of myself possible. And I'm also a huge believer in the fact that if you don't love yourself, nobody else can love you. So why not take this time while you're single to focus on yourself and make sure that you are the best version of you, and then when the right person comes along, it'll be the right time. So that's my more sappy answer, but if you're looking for something that you can apply to your life right here, right now, if you have friends in your life who have boyfriends, take advantage of that, because more often than not, their boyfriends have other single friends that they can hook you up with. It's a perfect little scenario here. Interesting question. Do you believe in love? Of course I believe in love. I haven't personally been in love, and I'm 22 years old, and there's nothing wrong with that, but just because I haven't been in love at this point in my life doesn't mean it's never gonna happen. And beyond that, just because I haven't personally been in love doesn't mean that I don't believe in it, period. Of course it exists. I just realized that my ex has me on his Instagram close friends story. Do you think he knows, and should I watch it? I think close friends is kind of weird. Like, if close friends and private stories on Snapchat, I don't fully understand what it takes to add somebody to that list. But what I will say is that anytime I've been added to a guy's private story, it usually means that they are interested in me. And I've seen that across the board with a lot of my friends, so keep that in mind. That's normally how it works, but with an ex, I feel like it gets kind of tricky. I don't know your dynamic, but he definitely knows that you're on that list. And yeah, watch it, why not? I love this question, and I also love the person that asked this question because he's been watching my videos for years, and it is how to make boys chase you instead of you chasing them. Beautifully put. I am obviously not an expert in this field, as we know, but if I do know one thing about boys and just people in general, because I'm definitely guilty of this as well, it is that people want what they can't have. So I think the best way to get somebody who is even slightly interested in you to keep on coming back for more, it is to give them a little bit of yourself, but not everything. And I mean this across the board. I think that instilling a little bit of mystery, for lack of a better word, can go a really, really long way. And boys also have really short attention spans, as we know, and I think that if you give them all of your personality, all of your everything, it kind of goes over their head a little bit because they don't retain everything. But if you spread it out and you kind of drag it out a little bit, it can kind of play in your favor. Another fantastic question: how do you stop attracting fuckboys? This is something that I think I have damn near perfected, and it's just by doing one thing, and that is by establishing your standards from the get-go. I can pose a bit of an example to make this easier to understand, but I would do this in pre-COVID times, and I will continue to do this in post-COVID times when I'm at a bar. If I'm at a bar and I'm talking to this guy and we're vibing and he's buying me drinks and things are going well, if he starts saying things to me that I feel are crossing a line of things I want to be saying to a stranger I met 20 minutes ago, I make that very clear. And it's not in an aggressive way by any means. I kind of make it fun where I'm like, wait, didn't I just meet you 20 minutes ago? And I kind of bring out my phone and I'm like, pretty sure it's only been 20 minutes. That's something I talk about with someone I've known for like at least 24 hours. And you make it a joke and you kind of make it banter, but it also sets the precedent of like, we're not gonna go there. We can continue to have a lot of fun, but we're not quite gonna go there. I also think it's important to not accept half-ass effort. Like, this is something I definitely was guilty of in the past, but have improved on in recent years. It's very obvious to tell when someone's into you, because when someone's into you, they will make it very clear. But if someone's putting in half-ass effort, don't accept that, because at the end of the day, they're wasting your time. And there's probably a guy across the bar that's going to just pay you more attention, you know what I mean? So you can entertain it for a little bit, and because I think it's important to give everybody a chance, but at the end of the day, if they're wasting your time, don't be afraid to move on. I know I have a toxic friend, but I really don't want to lose her. What should I do? I recently found a TikTok that was talking about this, and I think it was put beautifully. And it said, I would rather adjust my life to their absence than adjust my standards to their disrespect. And that speaks volumes. Like, I think at the end of the day, it's okay to be selfish in situations like this and put yourself first and realize that you should never be accepting any treatment less than what you have been putting in to this relationship. And I honestly think that this goes beyond friendships, and it can be romantic relationships as well. But if you know in your heart that you've been treating somebody with nothing but kindness and that hasn't been reciprocated, do not lower your standards to that type of treatment. You should be raising the bar and realizing that the only people who deserve to be in your life are people who are reaching that standard. And I realize that this is probably not what you want to hear, because at the end of the day, when people are in situations like this, it's usually with friends that they have had long-standing relationships with. But at the end of the day, this is your life, and you should not be accepting any treatment like that that makes you feel less than you deserve to. My guy friend admitted that he has feelings for me. Should I try out dating him or no because of the friendship? Well, I think the first question you need to ask yourself is, do you like him? If the answer is no, then you absolutely should not start dating him. But if you think that there's a chance that you might, then I think that you guys should start hanging out more, and maybe in ways that are a bit more romantic than how you would normally hang out. You don't need to open yourself up to him right away, but kind of feel it out and see if maybe this is something that you could see yourself pursuing in the future. And if things go well and you guys continue to have that strong connection when things are kind of progressing in that direction, then I say go for it. Of course, it's scary to risk potentially ruining that friendship, but if you really feel it, then I don't think that you should deny those feelings, especially if you know that it's reciprocated, because clearly it is. I'm nervous about how guys will react when I tell them that I'm a virgin. What are your thoughts? I think that you will find out everything that you need to know about this guy that you're into, depending on how he responds to you saying that. If he responds back and he's super receptive and he's like, yeah, that's totally fine, don't worry about it, then I think you found yourself a good one, and you should probably continue on with that, because I don't want to say it's rare because that's kind of sad, but it's not how all guys react. But if he's an asshole about it and he tries to like push you, or he just makes you feel like shit, then get out of there. You just dodged a bullet in itself. So honestly, I say lead with it. Like, it's scary, obviously, but I say lead with it, because if not, you might end up wasting your time with a guy who's a piece of shit. And we're gonna end on this one. Had to keep you guys waiting a little bit. Have you ever gotten plastic surgery? The answer is yes. I've said that in a past video. I am not ashamed of it whatsoever. And to be honest, I'm a huge advocate for plastic surgery. I think that if there is something that you've been insecure about for the majority of your life, you are in your own right to take care of it. Of course, it's a financial step that you need to figure out if you can take, but I mean, I know a lot of stuff with, say, your breasts can be covered by insurance, which is fantastic, but I have gotten plastic surgery. Now, will I tell you what I've gotten done? I'm not gonna come out and say it. But if you guys can, I don't want you to guess down below because that'll ruin the game. So you guys can just keep it to yourselves. But I wonder if you can pick up on any clues that I might be giving you at this very moment. And that's what I've gotten done. So yeah, take that with what you will. And that is going to be it for this video. I had so much fun filming this. I want to film 1,000 more of them. So if you guys would do me a favor, please either DM me on Instagram or comment down below more questions that you want me to answer in future TMI girl talk videos. We can get a little bit more risque if we want, because I just think that this is really fun and at the same time kind of helpful. So you guys let me know what you thought. I think you guys are gonna like this video a lot, but unfortunately I have to run. But I love you guys so much and I'll talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye.